Well, that question and answer session is going to continue at Fortis, but we're going to turn our attention now to Bajaj Electricals, and let's pull up that stock, see how it's doing in trade and reflect a little bit on the earnings. It's down 2% at the low point or thereabouts of today's trading session. Profit after tax at 16.6 crore, sales just above the 1,000 crore mark. Joining us now is Anant Purandare, CFO and Vice President at Bajaj Electricals. Many thanks for your time. How would you describe the quarter? Mr. Purandare, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir. I was just asking, how would you describe the quarter?
Good afternoon. The quarter was a little mixed because our EPC division is doing good as per our expectation. However, the consumer durable division performance looks little down. But it is not because of consumer durables, but it is mainly because of lighting performance has got down. So that's why I would say it is a kind of a mix kind of a result.
Okay, so you're saying that the lighting performance has slipped a bit. Why is that, sir?
As everybody is aware of, that lighting is going through the transition from CFL to LED, and the government is distributing the LED through the channel. And CFL growth is drastically impacted because it is degrowing almost more than 30%.
Okay, so what are you doing to sort of offset the performance dip in the lighting to really boost the overall consumer performance?
Basically, yes, we'll have to have our strategy in the place to how to cover up what is the drop in the lighting there. So obviously, our distribution strategy which we are running, and once that is get full, we'll be back on the growth track, and we'll be back on the profitability terms.
Okay, and a little bit more color and detail on the EPC segment, and exactly what the growth rate there has been.
EPC top line growth is not there. In fact, there is a drop in the top line. But the good news is that the margins are good. And the drop also, that is also mainly because of seasonality, because the second quarter, part of it has been impacted because of the monsoon got delayed. So some of the erection has been delayed. So I don't think we'll have any issues covering that in the balance of the year.
Okay, and the reason I'm asking is because you've also got this transition underway as far as your wholesale to distribution led model is concerned. So net, where does the full year picture look like for Bajaj Electricals?
We are on our target of 5,000 crores of the top line.
How that number is not adding up. I mean, 5,000 crore for the full year at a time where the lighting segment is under pressure, where the model is also being tweaked a bit for efficiencies. So on what basis are we saying 5,000, given that even the EPC segment, while the margins are okay, the top line hasn't grown?
Yeah, see, there are a couple of things. One is that looking at the third and fourth quarter, where a lot of our winter-based product like water heater and room heaters. Then there are summer-based product like room coolers and fans, which is a major category in our portfolio. So obviously those will be giving a lot of turnover in the third and fourth quarter. In case of EPC, as I said, whatever we have a setback in case of erection and others, we'll be covering in this and fourth quarter, because wherein we'll get the full period for doing the erections contract.
Okay, and the full year margin picture, the blended margins, what are you hoping to deliver for the full year?
As far as EPC, it is more or less settled at 7%. For consumer durable, we'll have to see how we can do better, because at the same time we also have the plan of having spending on publicity to see that we create the pull sale in the market. As per our plan, if the top line is growth, then the margins will expand in the third and fourth quarter.
there is another cause for worry, at least on the face of it, when it comes to the current quarter, which is Q3, sir. You know, this transition of the currency, 500 and 1,000 rupee notes being demonetized, you know, limits on what you can exchange, limits on what you can withdraw. And you talked about how, you know, the heating products are a big seller, but this could have a bit of a negative impact, or at least push out some of those purchases a little bit. How are you treating this event?
See, this event will have some kind of positive impact also on our kind of a product, wherein we are in small appliances, and the impact of non-availability of cash in the hands of the people will be short term. As the new currency is getting rolled out, I think people will have money in their hand. At the same time, Bajaj, looking at the Bajaj, which is value for money brand, I mean, the customer is there, the customer need is there. These are the appliances which are used for day-to-day life. So it will be a very short-term impact. I don't see there will be any impact on overall business as the year progresses.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that, sir. All the best. Anant Purandare, Vice President and Chief Financial Officer at Bajaj Electricals. Ambitious targets for the full year. It'll be interesting to see how the company meets them. Let's focus a little bit on the markets, and I'm going to start with the Sensex Nifty, go onwards to look at what's happening in the wider universe. 8560, I beg your pardon, on the Nifty 50.